How's it going there, nice feller? It's just getting busy out there. I tell you what, I have so much to do between still being firewood season now and trying to get ready for next season. I'm way behind. I need to have 40 or 50 cords out there stacked, and I got about 6. I'm not even sure. Maybe a little more than that. I don't know, I might have 8 or 10 cords, but I need about 6 times what I got, and it's getting into be April now, so it's really busy out there. I'll tell you, I got so much stuff to do, it's unbelievable. So today it's just gonna be playing catch up. I got a wheelbarrow that's breaking down. That Jackson wheelbarrow, it's been a good barrow. I've had it for nearly 20 years. I gave $85 for that thing, and it's been a good barrow, but the legs on that thing are starting to buckle on me. So, I mean, the last 2 years, it's gotten a lot of really hard abuse. And, I mean, it's been a good deal, like I said, for a long time. But ever since I started working with these tree services, I've been slamming these big rounds down in that thing. And they got a patented design on these legs. You can go on the website there and find these Jackson wheelbarrows, but they got a patented leg design, and it's made out of thin sheet metal that it locks in with supports, but it's thin. So when you start slamming down on it, that thing will just break in half. Well, that's what it's starting to do on me. So every other day I'm having to straighten that. I'm gonna have to straighten that again, or get a new wheelbarrow. I got wood to cut, I got wood to split, I got wood to stack, I got a cord of wood out there that's just waiting to be stacked. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to it. I just keep waiting. It's been sitting all winter. Things got a little bit fuzzy this winter here. If you're out there watching and you bought some wood from me, I really appreciate you. It's helped me to pay my bills. You don't understand how much it means, how important it's been. But my yard is a mess. I've been just working away, making firewood out there all winter long. And I got to clean up the scraps. I got to get everything stacked. I got to get these pallets out of my grass. The grass is greening up and growing, and everything's starting to turn green. So I'm going to have to mow the grass. I got to do an oil change on my log splitter. It needs a new hydraulic filter. The truck needs washing. I got in a bunch of soupy mud out the tree service a few weeks ago, and it's got done sprayed mud all over me. Looked like a redneck just came out of the holler there doing some mudding, and I don't take my trucks mudding. I work my trucks now, don't get me wrong. I use them for work, but I don't get them out there and just mud them up and get them all caked up with mud. That's not good for them. But if you like to do that, that's fine. I just don't. I got mud all over mine. I don't like the bottom and the brakes and everything all muddy. So I'd like to clean that off. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. The home light chainsaw needs to be cleaned off. It's filthy. You saw it about caught on fire a few weeks ago, and that sucker gets hot now. That exhaust sits right below where you're holding it with your hand. My knuckle was burned. I didn't even know it. I stopped sawing, and my knuckle had a big blister on it. Figured out it was from the exhaust on that thing. Let me take a break here. Now, like I said, it's coming into April right now. I don't know when you're going to see this video. Could be anytime. But here in Kentucky, we got the Kentucky Derby coming up real soon here. You know, we're going to have the festivities starting here in April, and then the first weekend of May, we got the Derby. Everybody will be coming into town. If you're coming into town, welcome. Good to see you, nice feller. Bring your family and have a good old time. But this brings me back to a little story. I've been going to the Derby for a long time, since the early 90s. I've been to quite a few derbies and thunders and everything else, but this really kind of hurts my feelings. This is something else that here in Louisville that has just come and gone, and all the stuff that I like seems to go away. Go figure. But I mean, you had the Rock Bar gone, and a lot of other the Phoenix Hill Tavern and the bars where I grew up and used to play blues and jazz with my band in high school. You might have heard them on some of my videos. We were about 15 years old when we recorded that album. But I'm just using it now for YouTube videos because I own the rights to them, and it's good music, and it's going to waste. So that's what I told my buddies. They wanted to go away to college and be scientists. So they work for some government designing missiles or something, and they gave up on the music and just pulled out of town, left me standing there high and dry, and I just never broke my heart, never really regrouped on my own, and I wish I kind of would have. I could have been a solo artist, you know what I mean? Started my solo career, but I didn't do that, and I went to college myself, and I'm getting way off track. But so now, what was I saying? The Derby. That's right. Everybody's coming in for Derby now. I've been to a lot of derbies, and this is something else that went away. They used to have a bass fishing tournament at the Kentucky Derby. The Derby Classic, I think it was called. And I believe that was my first fishing tournament ever. We had a little crappie-thon. Me and my daddy, we had a crappie-thon. I think it was a Procraft crappie-thon with a 90 horsepower motor, or a 60 horse or a 90 horse Mariner motor. We set sail off in that puppy down the middle of the river, and really didn't know what the hell we was doing, I guess, but looked wide open. I didn't really know how to follow the channel markers. I was driving about, again, I think it was 1996, so I was 15, 16 years old. Didn't know nothing about channel markers. Well, I was right there in front of downtown Louisville, headed down river. I don't know where the hell I was going. I was trying to find some fish, but I was going to find some pilings down there or something and fish on the main river. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was 15 years old driving a crappie-thon. Well, I shot straight down the middle of that river wide open, and all of a sudden this motor blowed up behind us, something terrible, just mud flying everywhere, bottomed out. We hit a sandbar. Well, I hit a sandbar. My dad was observing. But, yeah, we, right in the middle of the river, just blowed up on a sandbar, beached ourselves. And now we were lucky enough to get off of that thing. I don't know how, because we were going about full blast. I don't know, 40, 50 miles an hour. And so the water was a couple feet deep there. I don't know. I guess we just kind of trimmed the motor up a little bit and backed off of it and pulled up off of there. But that was kind of funny. And here, let me show you this. You might not have never seen one of these. You probably never have, and you probably never will again. But I sure wish they'd bring that tournament back. I could almost get into that, you know. It was fun. I've always been kind of a fishy dude, you know what I'm saying? And at 15 years old, I went out there and I caught a fish and weighed it in. And there was so many people that didn't even weigh fish. Now there was some leaders that caught a good bag of smallmouth in that tournament. And I believe now, knowing what I know now, if I could still fish that tournament, I'd be out there practicing. If I had me a boat, I'd get out there and fish it. It's a big tournament, though. They had, excuse me, it's a big tournament. They had, I mean, there was 100, 200 boats, a lot of boats in that tournament, partner tournament. So it's not an easy deal, but it would still be fun to go try again. And I wish again, all the stuff that I like, Louisville has done away with. Go figure. I like all the cool stuff, man, and it's just not here anymore. So, but let me show you this pen here. Yep, that's from 1996. See if you can get that in there. Whoa. That's the Derby Classic. 1996, Kentucky Derby Classic Bass Fishing. So you've never seen one of those pens. Now, I've already been rambling 10 minutes. You know they have the Derby pens. This one you're never gonna find. That might be worth some money right there, especially coming from a big celebrity like me. Finished second up there at the Chesapeake Bay. But so we got the Derby coming, and you may know that I used to work with horses now, and I love the animals. They are majestic creatures and very wonderful, unique personalities, all that stuff. But I'm kind of afraid of horses as far as working with them. If you feel comfortable standing behind the ass end of a horse, you got kind of something going wrong with your brain, or you're a little Looney Tune. It takes one false move and you're dead. As a matter of fact, I was just flipping through Instagram and I didn't even want to see this. I don't like seeing stuff like this anymore, and I never really have. But some guy got kicked in the face by a horse, and I mean, his life is over. If he lived through that, he has changed forever. Something went flying out. It's disgusting. It was his teeth or his jaw or his eyeball or something went flying out. But it just takes one false move from a horse. I mean, just working on them, they could stomp on a fly and stomp on your foot, and your foot's broken. You know, you're gonna be done broke there for a while. And they're just real skittish animals. I've known several people that work with horses, and just about all of them have been injured, and some of them very substantially. I mean, working with the stalls and everything in there, I used to do. I mean, if they get excited and kind of shuffle to the side, they'll pin you up against the wall and smush you. They are big animals, and I just don't like. I get real uneasy around them. I mean, I like the horses and everything, but I just don't like being close to them. They can get real skittish. But let me tell you another story. Now, I used to work with horses all through high school, and we did carriage horses. She did dressage, not really dressage, but carriage horses, where they put on the whole harness and they have I remember the crupper that goes under their tail there, but they had, they wear the harness with the draft horse thing around their neck, and we used to get them all harnessed up for my boss. And well, we were harnessing them up one morning and had one chained to a hitching post there. And I was working with a guy, a fellow, he used to play soccerman for Bellarmine University. And we were hitching that thing up in the morning, and the boss was still up at the house waiting to come down. And there was a little red ball sitting there in the gravel parking lot next to the barn. Well, the horses were kind of up off to the side. They weren't really in the equation. We didn't do this on purpose, but I was walking up the path and I saw that ball, and I kicked it up to my buddy. Well, as soon as I kicked that ball and it moved up towards where the horses were, the horses were kind of off over here, and I kicked the ball in the parking lot out over in here. But when that ball took off moving, that horse reared up, broke the chain off the hitching post, and it had, like I said, carriage gear on it. It had half the saddle on and a halter with a chain, and it broke the chain off the hitching post and turned around and went running off into the fields with a carriage saddle on it, dragging the whole apparatus. I can't remember the name of those things. They're not reins. They're the things that pull the carriage. But it was dragging that with the saddle all falling off, the harnesses all falling off the side, just hightailing it out into the pasture. It was we scared the piss out of that that animal. But that's just an example of, it doesn't take much. I mean, you could be standing there working on a horse, grooming it, all getting it calm and everything, getting relaxed, and somebody could pull up and shut a door to their car and the damn thing could stomp your foot off. So, kick your face off or something. But so I just get a little nervous around horses, but I do like the Derby, and I hope everybody has a good time and everything. Now, I got to get to work here. I got all kinds of stuff to do. I mean, it's just busy out there. So I got to get on all this work. It's going to be a long day, and I'll be happy to get done with it, but really there is no end in sight. It's going to go until I get, like I said, 40 or 50 cords made. Is that right? No, excuse me. 40. I need 50 or 60 face cords, so I need a good 20 to 25 cords of wood. And like I said, I might have 8 or 10 out there maybe. So I got a lot of work, a lot of chores to do. I got a cat hopper to make. Another project that I'd like to work on is a Bitcoin mining wood kiln. Now, I don't think it's going to get up to 130, 140, but I used to run my Bitcoin mine, and there's a video on my page that shows it. It's right over here. I made a window unit. I could probably patent that damn thing, but I just don't have the resources to market the damn thing. But I used to run it right out that window, which runs into my porch out there. Well, I stack wood all in that porch, all through there, wall to wall, I mean, completely packed. And then when those Bitcoin miners blow about 100 degrees, constant, dry heat, and I guarantee you it dries that wood. That's just an idea I had. I wish I had a way of running those things right now and blowing it through some type of building or a container or something. If I had a container, it'd dry a good amount of wood. That's the thing is, I mean, you'd need a lot of space to get them in a container. But if you ran that Bitcoin mine and put them in there for a month or all summer and let it, I guarantee you that hot, dry air would dry that wood out. Even though it might not be enough to, quote, heat treat or maybe kill the insects or whatever, it is a constant supply of dry, warm air. It's a good 95 to 105 degrees, and I guarantee you it would help. I mean, if it was dry and not getting rain and getting that constant heat on it, it would dry that wood. That's another idea I had. And if you was wondering about the end of my videos, I'm sure you were, I got a red screen on the end there that says like and subscribe, the very last thing I usually post there. Now, you want to know how I made that? I'm pretty darn sure that's a picture of my thumb there. I had the flash on my camera, and I was trying to get a black screen so I could put pictures on a black screen and use a black screen to superimpose other images on it, right? Well, when I took the photo, the flash was on, and your thumb lights up red. So, just a little factoid there. That last screen on my video is the inside of my thumb that is lit up red. Okay, now as you're well aware, it is an election year this year, and we're not going to talk about politics on this channel. I basically am not looking forward to it at all. I don't want to hear everybody's stuff, and I'm sick of the whole system. But one day the sun's going to explode, and it's not going to matter anyway. If you were smart, you'd be trying to find Elon and get the hell out of here to Mars, is what I'd be doing. So that's all I have to say about that. Politics, find Elon, get to Mars, get the heck out of here. I'm way behind, so I'm going to have to get on it here. Let's move on and get going on the next deal here. Oh, the heck with it. I'm too tired to do all that stuff anyways. Ugh.